You wake up in the morning, your heart racing, your mind calculating numbers that never quite add up. The same thought echoes through your head like a broken record. How will I pay this bill? What if something unexpected happens next month? Can I even afford to be happy anymore? You're part of a silent epidemic that's stealing joy from millions of people around the world. Debt doesn't just empty your wallet. It slowly drains your happiness, one sleepless night at a time. The average American carries nearly $100,000 in debt. But here's what the numbers don't tell you. Behind every dollar owed is a story of anxiety, a dream postponed, a relationship strained. The renowned psychologist Dr. Martin Seligman once said that financial stress is one of the most persistent threats to human happiness. And he's absolutely right. Because debt isn't just about money. It's about what money represents. Freedom, security, the ability to say yes to life's opportunities. Think about Sarah, a 32-year-old teacher who took out student loans to pursue her dream career. Every month, she sends $400 to pay off her education. Money that could have been her vacation fund, her emergency savings, or simply her peace of mind. Sarah isn't just paying with dollars. She's paying with something far more precious, her mental health. Research from Ohio State University reveals that people carrying debt show significantly higher levels of cortisol, the stress hormone that literally rewires your brain over time. Professor Rachel Dwyer calls this phenomenon a double-edged sword. Debt promises to open doors, but those same doors often lead to rooms filled with worry and regret. You see, when you're in debt, your brain undergoes a fascinating but troubling transformation. The prefrontal cortex, that's the part responsible for rational decision-making and long-term planning, starts to shrink under chronic financial stress. Meanwhile, your amygdala, the brain's alarm system, becomes hyperactive. It's like living with a smoke detector that goes off every time you make toast. Everything becomes a potential threat. A friend's wedding invitation isn't a celebration anymore. It's a financial burden. Your car making a strange noise isn't just mechanical trouble. It's a catastrophe waiting to happen. Dr. Jason Houle, a sociologist who spent years studying debt's impact on well-being, describes it perfectly. He says people with debt wake up every morning triaging their life like they're in an emergency room. Should I skip this payment to make that one? Can I ignore this bill for another month? It's exhausting. And that exhaustion doesn't just make you tired. It fundamentally changes who you are. Let me paint you a picture of what this looks like in real life. Remember when you were a child and happiness came so easily? A sunny day meant adventure. An ice cream cone was pure bliss. Now, imagine carrying a heavy backpack everywhere you go. At first, you barely notice it. But as days turn to months and months to years, that weight becomes part of you. You start walking differently, standing differently, even breathing differently. That's what debt does to your happiness. It doesn't destroy it all at once. It slowly bends you until you forget what it felt like to stand up straight. The psychological toll is staggering. Studies show that people with high debt levels experience 21% more depressive symptoms than those with little or no debt. But here's what's even more heartbreaking. Many people blame themselves. They internalize the narrative that they made bad choices, that they're financially irresponsible. Professor Houle's interviews revealed something profound. People simultaneously feel personally responsible for their debt, while also feeling betrayed by a system that told them debt was the path to success. Imagine carrying that contradiction in your heart every single day. And it's not just your mind that suffers. Your body keeps score too. Those with chronic debt report more headaches, more stomach problems, more mysterious aches and pains. Some researchers found that people with persistent high debt levels experience more pain interference and stiffness in their bodies, by age 50. It's as if the weight of debt literally settles into your bones. Dr. Katrina Walserman's research revealed that student debt actually reduces the health benefits typically associated with having a college degree. Think about that for a moment. The very thing you went into debt for, education, a better life, becomes less beneficial because of the debt itself. It's like buying medicine that makes you sick. The relationship impact is equally devastating. Debt doesn't just affect you. It ripples out to everyone you love. Partners argue more about money than almost any other topic. Parents skip their own needs to provide for their children, then feel guilty for not giving enough. Friends drift apart because one can afford dinners out while the other counts pennies. The social psychologist Dr. Thomas Gilovich found that experiences, not things, create lasting happiness. But when you're drowning in debt, experiences become luxuries you can't afford. You start saying no to coffee dates, to weekend trips, to all the small moments that weave relationships together. Here's something that might surprise you. Debt even changes how you see time itself. Researchers discovered that people in debt develop what they call temporal discounting. They become excessively focused on immediate problems and lose the ability to plan for the future. It's not that they don't want to think ahead. It's that their brain literally can't spare the resources. Every ounce of mental energy goes toward surviving today. Dreams become dangerous because they remind you of everything you can't have. But wait, there's something else happening here that's even more insidious. Debt creates what psychologists call learned helplessness. You try to pay it down, but interest keeps accumulating. You make sacrifices, but unexpected expenses always appear. Eventually, your brain learns that effort doesn't equal outcome. You stop trying, not because you're lazy, but because your mind is protecting you from repeated disappointment. This is the same psychological mechanism found in chronic depression. The debt hasn't just taken your money. It's taken your belief that things can get better. Now I know what you're thinking. This is all incredibly depressing. But here's where the story takes a turn. Because understanding how debt kills happiness is the first step to reclaiming your joy. And there are people doing exactly that right now, using strategies backed by psychology and neuroscience. First, let's talk about something called cognitive reframing. Dr. Albert Ellis, the founder of rational emotive behavior therapy, taught us that it's not events themselves that cause distress, but our interpretation of them. Yes, debt is real. But the story you tell yourself about that debt? That's where your power lies. Instead of, "I'm drowning in debt," try, "I'm learning to swim in challenging waters." Instead of, "I'll never be free," try, "I'm taking steps toward freedom every single day." This isn't toxic positivity. It's strategic thinking that literally rewires your neural pathways. Here's a practical technique that's helped thousands. The debt avalanche method combined with celebration milestones. Most people know about paying off high-interest debt first, but they forget the psychological component. Every $100 you pay off, celebrate it. Not with spending, but with something free and meaningful. Dance in your kitchen. Call a friend with the good news. Your brain needs these dopamine hits to stay motivated. Without them, debt repayment becomes purely punitive, and humans simply aren't built to sustain punishment-based behavior. Dr. B.J. Fogg from Stanford University discovered something revolutionary about behavior change. Tiny habits create massive results. Instead of overwhelming yourself with dramatic financial overhauls, start microscopic. Save $1 today. Just one. Tomorrow, maybe two. Your brain needs to experience success to believe change is possible. This isn't about the money. It's about rebuilding your sense of agency, that powerful feeling that you can influence your own life. There's also something called the fresh start effect, studied by Dr. Catherine Milkman. Your brain treats certain moments, New Year's, birthdays, even Mondays, as psychological reset buttons. Use them strategically. Pick a date and declare it your Financial Independence Day. Not the day you'll be debt-free, but the day you start fighting back. Mark it on your calendar. Make it sacred. Your brain loves rituals and symbols. Give it something to hold on to. Now, here's something counterintuitive but crucial. You need to budget for joy. I'm serious. The psychologist Sonia Lyubomirsky found that sustainable happiness requires intentional activities. When you cut out every single pleasure to pay off debt faster, you're actually sabotaging yourself. Your brain rebels against pure deprivation. Instead, allocate even $5 a month for something that brings you pure happiness. A fancy coffee, a used book, a single flower. This isn't frivolous. It's strategic mental health maintenance. Community is your secret weapon. Dr. Christakis and Dr. Fowler's research on social networks shows that behaviors and emotions are literally contagious. Surround yourself with people who understand your journey. Join online, debt-free communities. Share your struggles and victories. When you see others climbing the same mountain, your brain stops telling you it's impossible. Social proof is one of the most powerful psychological forces we know. Let's talk about something called implementation intentions, discovered by psychologist Peter Gollwitzer. Your brain responds better to specific if-then plans than vague goals. Instead of "I'll spend less," try, "If I want to buy something over $20, then I'll wait 24 hours first. If I feel overwhelmed by debt, then I'll do 5 minutes of deep breathing." These pre-decisions reduce the mental load of constant choice-making, preserving your willpower for what really matters. Here's a powerful tool from acceptance and commitment therapy. Values clarification. Ask yourself, what would I do if I had no debt? Travel, start a business, spend more time with family. Now here's the magic. Find tiny ways to live those values now, even with debt. Want to travel? Explore a neighborhood you've never visited. Dream of starting a business. Offer your skills to one person. When you align your actions with your values, even in small ways, debt loses its power to define your entire existence. The psychologist Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor, wrote that everything can be taken from a person but one thing: the freedom to choose one's attitude in any given circumstances. Your debt is a circumstance. Your response to it? That's your choice. And in that choice lies tremendous power. There's fascinating research on something called post-traumatic growth. People who've overcome significant challenges often report becoming stronger, more grateful, more connected to others. Your debt journey, as painful as it is, might be transforming you in ways you can't yet see. The resilience you're building, the financial wisdom you're gaining, the empathy you're developing for others who struggle. These are gifts born from hardship. Let me share something that might change everything for you. Forgiveness. Not debt forgiveness, though that would be nice, but self-forgiveness. Dr. Kristin Neff's research on self-compassion shows that people who treat themselves with kindness during struggles are far more likely to succeed than those who criticize themselves. Your debt doesn't make you a bad person. You're not stupid or irresponsible. You're a human being navigating a complex system that profits from your borrowing. Forgive yourself. Start fresh. Every single day if you need to. Remember, too, that happiness isn't just the absence of problems. It's the presence of meaning. Dr. Roy Baumeister's research reveals that people with challenging but meaningful lives report greater well-being than those with easy but empty existence. Your struggle with debt. It's teaching you things comfort never could. Resilience, creativity, the true value of money, the importance of mental health. These lessons are expensive, yes, but they're also invaluable. As we wrap up this journey together, I want you to remember something crucial. Debt may have taken your money, but it doesn't have to take your happiness. Every day, you get to choose. Will you let debt define your worth? Or will you see it as just one chapter in a much longer story? Will you let it isolate you? Or will you reach out for support? Will you let it steal your dreams? Or will you find creative ways to pursue them anyway? The path out of debt isn't just financial, it's deeply psychological. It requires rewiring thought patterns, rebuilding self-belief, and rediscovering what truly makes you happy. And here's the beautiful truth. Many of the things that bring the deepest happiness cost nothing at all. A sunset, a conversation with someone who gets you, the feeling of progress, however small. These are yours for the taking, regardless of your bank balance. Your debt is real, but so is your resilience. Your struggle is valid, but so is your strength. And your happiness? It's not waiting for you at the end of your debt-free journey. It's available right now, in this moment, if you know where to look. Because happiness isn't about having no problems. It's about knowing you have the power to face them. And you do. You absolutely do. So tonight, when those 3 a.m. worries come knocking, remember this. You're not alone. You're not broken. And your happiness isn't gone. It's just buried under some bills, waiting patiently for you to dig it out, one small victory at a time. The debt may be killing your happiness slowly, but you're bringing it back to life, breath by breath, choice by choice, day by day. And that, my friend, makes you far richer than you know.